There is about a 6-second delay from my StreamYard to my YouTube. Woo! Hey, Cinnamon Girl. What is up, Poppy? Good to see you, my friend. Poppy in a red Mustang went around the corner, and what did I see? It was Poppy in her Mustang. She was waving at me. She said, "Come on, RC, let's go for a ride, and we'll have a piece of candy, and we'll get real high. And on the way, we'll pick up Cinnamon Girl, and we will just go for a whirl. Just for you guys." All right, so, something came to my attention not long ago on the Facebook. Now, I wasn't going to comment about it, and then I decided, I was going to comment about it, and the more I thought about it, the more feistier I got. Nana for Life, Remain Calm has a lot of questions, ma'am. You've been hanging out around these YouTube streets, making your presence known. Over on the Facebook, and thank you, Facebook. Summer Wells vanished in Tennessee. They kind of made a list, ma'am, of what you said on these live streams. So, okay, this is what was said. This is the first post. Nana for Life was on a panel and discussed a ton. Now, the first question I have is, when did you and Candace first become aware of each other? Hey, it's a question. Now, I heard hearsay completely. Definitely didn't come from the horse's mouth, because guess what? I don't talk to the horse Candace. September. Girl, why y'all switching your names up all the time? But I know who you are. Hello. Okay, now let me say this. Remain Calm does not care if you love Nana for Life or you don't love Nana for Life. It makes me no difference. Okay? I have always liked Nana. I don't have a problem with her. But now that she's came out on YouTube, let her presence be known. It's not a behind the scenes pushing narratives now. She's on YouTube now. And like I said, I have questions. Okay, so when exactly did you and Candace meet? I heard different. You said you met after Summer went missing. Now, like I said, it's hearsay, right? Candace is mad at you right now, so could she be not telling the truth? Absolutely. I am one to say, in my opinion, Candace Bly is a pathological liar, but that's my opinion. And look, I don't care if you love Candace. I don't care if you don't love Candace. Or Dawn. I mean, only Dawn is the only guy Tim Mullins could ever love, right? They love each other. Weirdos. Okay, so this is what I seen. This was my what I seen in my brain, okay? And I've had many discussions with Nana for Life. The last thing that we kind of had an out about, I personally don't need to have a conversation with her behind the scenes again. Um, and I will tell you why throughout this live, okay? But like I said, I'm not telling you to go hate on the girl. But she decided to come out on YouTube on her friend's panel after her name came up because Candace said that she loved to go fishing on, Nana's family's property. Now, honestly, this is the truth. I had heard that a long, long time ago. Okay. Never thought a whole lot about it until the talk about the phones came back up. Hey, DJ, talk about the phones came back up. And, you know, um, I do think that, if the possibility that those phones could be found easily, let them find the freaking phones. We don't know what's on the phones. Okay, so Nana had met up with Crazy Bill and Chill Bill to hang more flyers. They hung flyers all over Beach Creek. Is that Bill Shipley? Is that who that is? Is Crazy Bill Bill Shipley? Right? Oh, that's interesting. I get it. Okay, so many YouTubers are too close to the Wells, have known them before the child went missing. Um, and that's all fine and good, but if that's the truth, then why not just say that, right? Why not just say that? Well, I'm glad you're here, May May. I am glad you are here. Hang on one minute. Hang on one moment. Hang on, hang on. Uh, all right. I'll tell you what. Um, what do I want to do here? Well, okay, I see who you support, but I I am look, nothing personal, but um I don't I mean, I appreciate you coming in and stuff, but your account was just made. Um yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but okay, so Bill Shipley, is that Crazy Bill? Chill Bill, we know it's Chill Billy. Nana got a cake for summer and had donated it. That's really sweet. Uh, you were wrestling with a duvet cover. That is funny, May May. You should have took a selfie. That would have been funny. For real. Okay, so, all right, here we go. Nana had a meeting with the man who was running for sheriff and stated he was very kind, said he's going to make summer a priority if elected, and he wants to see her research. Um, really, Nana, he wants to see your research? That's really cool. That's really cool. Um, now I'm just gonna say this because, um, like I said, I had conversations with her, um, and something's just, I don't know, something just doesn't seem right to me. Okay, so Nana and both Bills hung up a banner that could be seen from either side of the road. So you knew Bill Shipley, right, Nana? You already knew Bill Shipley? Crazy Bill? Or who? I'm confused. Bill Shipley is the other Bill. That's what I figured. Who would have thought it figured? The lady who reported seeing Candace at the gas station is, at 5:30 is agreeing to give an interview for YouTube. Well, good for her. She's your friend, Nana? She's your friend. She's the woman that has given you a play-by-play of what Dawn or Candace says every time they come into the gas station. That friend? That friend? Um, let me just say this, and I mean nothing personal. I don't, I mean that to me, I don't know how that's important, but to each their own. Candace allegedly went into the bathroom, never said anything to anybody, was in the bathroom for a period of time, walked out of that bathroom, and left that gas station. So, what is your friend going to tell us? That Don Wells said weird shit? Don Wells always says weird shit, right? I'm not sure, but hey, if she's your friend, you go, girl. Now, the hanging pictures at, oh, I'm sorry. Look. Hello. 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 Supposedly the gas station clerk. May wants receipts. You go, girl. Okay, so I personally don't know. I would think that anything after the initial story would just be her opinion, maybe. I don't know. Um, so I guess Dawn told Nana for life not to hang any more flyers down at the bench that Dee Dee bought for summer. There is a bench at the bottom of the drive at 110, a beautiful bench that Dee Dee had gotten for summer, and it sits down there at the bottom of the bench. Nana discussed how in the past she tried to reach out to Lawson. She had attempted to call many times over a 4-week period. Nana finally asked the receptionist if Lawson returned his calls, and there was silence. The receptionist finally said that he usually normally did. Nana asked to book a meeting with him, and there was silence on the other end of the phone again. Now, Nana, I'm kind of confused. You, at first, ma'am, told me that you absolutely had a meeting with Ronnie Lawson in his office. Okay? When Remain Calm was like, what? And I mentioned Fred's sister having a meeting, you then said that she took you along for the ride and you both were in that office together having that meeting. Now, I just know what you told me, Nana. That's all I know, right? That's all I know. And basically by saying that the individual, I mean, look, right? This is the thing. I can see the guy who's running for sheriff telling everybody that he's going to make Summer's case a priority. I only have one thing to add to that. I believe even though Lawson is like, I'm out of here, I am tired, I am retiring, Summer Wells is a priority to all of them. Hawkins County, TBI, and FBI. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know that, Chris. I'm just playing. Enjoy your dessert. Enjoy your dessert. Okay, so Nana was getting cake and broke down in tears, and the man running for sheriff cried with her. She discussed how in the past she had tried to reach out to Ronnie Lawson. Okay, let me go down a little further. Nana and Fred's sister decided to show up before lunch and saw Lawson walking in the parking lot. Nana stopped him, asking if he had 15 minutes. He said barely. Now, for those of you who were interested in the email that Pruitt sent to Fred's sister, Nana saying it's real, I don't know. I don't want to sound mean to anybody, but I really didn't pay a lot of attention to that, for sure. Nana mentioned she let someone see the metadata. The metadata, Nana, on the picture that Dawn said was his last picture with Summer. I know that you discussed that with me. My question on that was, I know that Squall was absolutely doing the little, what do you call them? The little books with all the pictures in it and stuff. And I know Squall started doing that for Candace. But you and Candace were close enough that you said Candace sent you all of her pictures. All of her pictures. So you're the one with all the information, right? Me too, May. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, he was crying with her. Nana mentioned she let someone see the metadata, didn't specify of what, but I assume maybe the milk jug. Nana was upset as this person didn't say who recorded the conversation. I'll tell you guys something right now. I don't record conversations. I never felt the need to. So what I'm saying today, you can believe it or not believe it. I mean, that's just the way I roll. I have nothing to lie about at all. Obviously she's letting, look, September, obviously she's letting people know that she's holding the key. She is holding the key. Nana mentioned Candace let her see the data, but didn't want it out there, and Nana promised. Yeah, why not? Why not? If that had to do with the milk jug video, right? But that was all already put out there, so I'm sorry, that's nothing new to me. The man running for sheriff said they can place a Christmas tree there this year. He's running for sheriff. Place a Christmas tree where? Where's the Christmas tree going? Because a lot of people don't know, when you walk into a police station, the lobby is public. It's for the public. Now, if the dude would have said, no, ma'am, you can't put a Christmas tree up there, and he's running for sheriff, that would be shitty. I'm just saying. Should be. Oh, why'd you have to put that in there? DJ, DJ, DJ. I really love your comments, but you always got to put the D-R-U-G in there. That's like the D-I-V-O-R-C-E. Now I have to find it. Where is it? Where is that comment? Oh, yeah, it's got a 5-second lag. I found it. Hold on. Yep, they don't know anything. We know nothing. Thank you, Poppy. I love your comments, though, DJ. So DJ said, just in my opinion, but I think the entire hill should be in substance. Oh, drug in. I get what you were saying. Okay. So DJ says they need to drag them all in and give them polygraphs, right? It's odd how they all talk about it, have ideas, and when something is said about them, they drop hint on others. Yes. Yep. Yep. Some know what happened to Summer. Not saying Nana does, but I have always side-eyed her. Me, I have too. I mean, I'm not saying I don't not like her. Dawn and Candace should be the ones talking to all these people, keeping Summer's name, not their friends and strangers. They won't open their mouths. This is the thing. This is something that kind of blew Remain Calm's mind. Okay. At this Christmas tree thing that Jinkies did, Dawn starts getting into an argument with Nana for life, right? And so Remain Calm was watching the video, and I was like, where's Candace and Nana? Where are Candace and Nana? And Nana was in my chat, and I said, Nana, why, what happened to you and Candace being on video? And she said, I had a talk with Candace, and it's not made for YouTube. Put them brakes on there, girl. Put them brakes on. I don't care. I mean, look, I do care about Don tearing down flyers. And I think he's doing it because he doesn't like you, Nana. And I think he's doing shit just to get at you, Nana, because they kind of feel, and I don't know, I'm not there, but they kind of feel like they're being stalked a little bit or some shit, right? Not that I care. I don't care. But so I totally believe I don't need to hear. I don't know, May May. I'll look. There is an update, May May. TMZ reported that they got another letter or email saying that the individual knows who has Nancy and they are wanting the reward money. They're saying, give me a Bitcoin and I'll tell you who's got her. That is the update. Also, another update on Nancy Guthrie. Yes, there is a tent that was put up in front of the house leading to the porch and the front door. And a lot of people are like, oh, wow, oh, wow. Remain Calm's like, dumbasses, don't order food to that fucking house. They don't want anyone coming up to that house. They don't want you on the property. Public service announcement. For fuck's sake. May May, why you gotta get me started? May May, it's May May's fault. It's May May's fault. Blame it on May May. Okay, where was I at? Okay, so, I mean, I hate to say it, I wasn't there, but, you know, if I was running for sheriff, you're absolutely correct. I am going to make everybody believe whatever it is they want to believe that I'm going to do when I'm in office till I get in office. I'm just saying, it's real. Okay. So the metadata stuff. Okay, so I got confused over a lot of that. Um, you know, you know, uh, right. What I don't understand, I don't understand. Okay, the Christmas tree, good. That's nice of him to let you guys put another Christmas tree up. Nana said both Fred's motorcycle stories were not on the 15 from what she was told, but she had no receipts. The one on the 13th had a camera that was turned into TBI. But you don't want to say you don't have receipts on that? You don't have receipts on that? Right? Just saying. I don't know. You know, remain calm. She's a freaking bitch. She is. I've had people telling me that before. Hurt my feelings and stuff. Okay, hold on. I got to find part 2. Part 2. Damn, come on, RC. Where's part 2? Hang on. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me see if that's it. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah. Now, like I said, Don Wells and Candace are freaking smartasses. Okay? Now, Remain Calm learned right after Summer went missing that, in my opinion, these people only cared about themselves. Cared about themselves, right? Well, the thing about that is, Chris, you would have to go back many years. Because Lawson has been sheriff for a long time. A long time. Right? Okay. Okay. Nana went to church on Light Holler Road. She said it's all good. No one was buried under concrete. How do you know that? Who told you that nothing was buried under the concrete at the church on Light Holler Road? Okay. They went all over Beach Creek. We already know that. At one event, Timmy and Dawn brought their own news team and tried to take over, but wouldn't allow it. Timmy was mad. That was when, after Chris McDonough made the comment that Tim Mullins was using different places that was going on, basically putting the name Summer Wells in there, and Tim and Dawn were talking to the news. But that was after Chris McDonough made the comment that Tim was doing that. So that was after that. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. May. Okay, they went all over Beach Creek. We already knew that. At last Christmas tree event, Nana, when seeing Dawn and Candace come, she knew they came to start trouble, so she hit the record button per Nana. She said, "She got you, Dawn." Nana, send me the audio of the conversation you had with your not friend anymore, Candace. That's what I want to hear. I don't need to hear Dawn. I believed you, girl. I believed you on that. For sure. I'm not done with the paperwork either. So, Dawn said to Nana, "Are you the one putting those signs up?" She said yes. Dawn asked her if she thought he was guilty. Nana said she never accused him of anything. Nana said to Dawn, "You don't scare me." Dawn already knew you didn't scare him. My understanding was you and Dawn verbally argued often, right? Am I wrong? Often. Trigger warning, as the next one is very sad. Nana was asked why she stopped being friends with Candace. Nana responded in August of 24. She called Candace asking her what she was doing. Candace replied, "I don't know if I'll unalive myself or get a tattoo." Nana learned Candace had received a letter in the mail. Nana told Candace, "Don't tell anyone about this letter and don't speak to anyone but a lawyer." Candace replied she was going to go get a tattoo. That makes no freaking sense to me. Now, let me see if I can remember this letter scenario. Okay? So, hey, hey, Jean. So, thank you, May, for putting trigger warning. Thank you, Poppy. Mods are on it today. Whoop, whoop. Dawn and Candace are loggerheads. That's why Dawn keeps removing. I guess, Chris. Well, Dawn, it seems like Dawn doesn't like Nana. Okay? From my understanding, and Nana told me this, her and Dawn had arguments all the time. So they don't like each other. So now we have to look at the situation as in is Don doing this because he don't like Nana and wants to piss her off? Or was Don doing it because he knows what happened to Summer? Those are two freaking different things. Right? Two different things. So my question is Don doing this because he already knows what happened to Summer? Or is he pissed off at Nana? Right? Just a freaking question. A question. That makes no sense on why you quit being friends with Candace because of that. And you're the one who came out and said what the letter was. I'm confused. All right. This is the thing about the freaking letter. Real talk. Okay. I was informed about this letter. I was informed that Don Wells personally took this. I thought it was the letter itself. They're saying it's screenshots. Okay. And this is the truth. So I'm told about it. But what I was told was there was two different pages. The first one showed that they were being investigated for ABUSC and neglect, but there was a second page that talked about being investigated for SA. Hey, Sassy Ann, right? So I'm like, I need to see this. I need to see it. Well, it wasn't for Remain Calm's eyes, but some people were confused because Tim Mullins had posted a letter to Dawn and a letter to Candace, two different letters saying that they were free and clear. They were allowed to be around children. And, I asked too many freaking questions. I did because I was like, wait a minute. Number one, you and Don hate each other so much, but he feels free just to come on over and be like, hey, girl, let me show you something. Now, the response when I questioned that, why would he come and show you, of all people, these papers? The response I got was because of maybe Candace's boyfriend. And I'm like, who's Candace's boyfriend? Now, I was told, I don't know. I don't know who he is. Okay. And I'm like, whatever, right? Now, going back and looking at it, we absolutely know that it was reported to the proper authorities that it was believed that Candace took a liking to a lot of young men. Okay? So that part 2, page 2, it was weird to me. Okay? But I never did get, you know, get that in there. I guess what frustrated me was because um a couple other YouTubers that were on my panel at the same time talked about seeing the letter. And I'm like, well, that makes no sense. Why do you all get to see the letter, but it's being held from me? Now, I never seen the letter. Never did. Cannot tell you what that letter said. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. And I was told that the reason communication broke down between these two friends were because of what this letter stated. I mean, did it go into detail? Did it go into detail? And why, of all people, would Don Wells want to show somebody that he doesn't like, that he argues with and fights with all the time? Why would he make it a priority to come and show that person uh, uh, evidence that they're being investigated for that shit? This is nothing new, right? You think Nana needs to get in line behind you and bite your hook? Oh, I'm not putting, girl. Hey, I'm not the one fishing. I am the fish. I am the fish. May, do I need to put up my shark? Do I need to put my sharks up today? Right? I don't. I don't bite. I just nibble around and I leave the hook for the others to take. I leave just enough worm on it for them. I'm nice. I'm not going to make my other fish starve. I'm not going to do that. For real. But Remain Calm does get frustrated because it's like, WTF, right? WTF. I don't understand this at all. So you knew, Nana, you knew in August of 2020, we're into the middle of February 2026, ma'am. You knew what you're saying is something about Candace and Dawn that disgusted you so bad that you broke your friendship up with Candace over it. But, ma'am, you did not say a word about it until you and Candace had a falling out. And let me tell you right now, Remain Calm does not even think that you and Candace are falling out. And I'm using air quotes. But that's just me. That's my opinion. That is just my opinion. For real. Okay. So Dawn came to your door. Oh, wait. Nana told Candace not to do nothing stupid. Candace just laughed. Do you think I'd do that? And Nana responded, yeah, a lot of what you do is stupid. So Candace is telling her right there, I'm fucking with you by saying that, right? And of all people who know Candace and how she talks and where she goes and where all her favorite places are and you know all of that good stuff, I think she would know Candace's demeanor on whether Candace was, you know, serious about that or not, right? Okay, so uh that was the day Candace got a tattoo on her leg that measures fish. They have tattoos. You can measure a fish on your leg. That's freaking weird. That sounds like something Candace would get, right? Remember when she got all the kids' what was it, birth dates on their names and birth dates on her leg? You had sleep today. I had a headache. I think I would take a little bit of sleep over the headache I've had. Okay. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm just asking questions. Okay, good night. Sleep tight. Watch out for the nibbling fish at night. Okay, Nana said, Nana was nervous wreck, sick and throwing up. I'm sorry, but being around that situation and being around all of those people that behave the way they do, I would have been throwing up and getting sick within a couple days of meeting these people. For sure. All right. Don then came to her door and told her they had to talk. He didn't have the letter, but he had a screenshot in it on his phone. She saw the letter that had all three boys listed, and she didn't talk to them again. Nana had to get counseling. Nana wondered what they might have done to Summer. Were you not wondering that from the beginning? Were you not wondering that from freaking the day you met her? I just want to know. I want to know. And honestly, this is just the way I feel about it. And I'm really not. I probably sound like I'm being the biggest bitch to Nana. I'm really not. I mean, people believe what you want to believe or whatever, right? You were around them. You knew some of the truths coming out. But I always had to ask myself, who behind the scenes was kind of pushing out a narrative. Now, I don't know what different narratives, different creators, different times, right? But I learned something very quickly that made me feel like there was a person who was pushing out a certain narrative. What that narrative was is about Dawn Wells. Right? Dawn's an asshole. I got in a fight with Dawn. Dawn did this. Dawn did that. Dawn went into the gas station and this is what he said. Dawn, hang on, you guys. Hang on, please. What the heck? Why is that a different setup for my phone? Lord Jesus, take the wheel. Hold on. Oh shit, no. Okay, hold on. I will look at them. Sorry, you guys. I will look at them. I can't even fucking spell today. So, I mean, there were a couple things that were said to me in conversation that I had with Nana that after the conversation, because I really didn't ever want to put out on YouTube anything that she was saying to me. Um, I just never, I don't do that, you guys, and I know I'm stupid. I would have some freaking, Lord have mercy, would I have some content that would blow people's minds. But I just never felt that way. Then something happened that I was like, wait a minute, right? And it was a conversation that someone had recorded her, right? Um, and I was like, I really didn't know who recorded her or what it was all about. And, you know, she would say things like, are you recording me? And I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm not recording you. And I never did record her. I never did. And then I heard the recording, which the creator changed the voice. No one would have ever known it was her, right? No one would have ever known it was her. She came out and said, sorry. So and she was like, do you want the recording? And I was like, no, I don't want the recording. I don't need a recording that basically the recording was her talking to this other creator. So I kind of figured out real quickly, it really didn't surprise me that that she was talking to many different creators on YouTube, and that creator just happened to be like, I'm putting this out, right? I'm putting this out there. That's when I realized that you know, I couldn't really figure out why. I was like, why are you doing that? I am not saying that the information wasn't valid information. I look at that information differently than everybody else, okay? I know what was initially said about that gas station, okay? So it doesn't matter to me one freaking iota what, and I don't know the clerk. Ma'am, I don't know you. I don't. So please don't take this as me being disrespectful at all. Seriously. But, you know, I don't care if Dawn went in there and, you know, I don't care. I don't care. Definitely. Who in the right mind unless they're hiding? I don't know. See, I thought it was interesting, my insane world, that that Candace, when she got mad at Nana, said something about Nana making money off of her. And I'm like, wait a freaking minute. You know, that made no sense to me. And to be honest with you guys, that still don't make any sense to me at all. But I don't freaking live in Tennessee. I don't know any of these people. I don't. Okay. So she hadn't seen Candace since the Christmas tree event in 2024. Nana, send me the audio of you and Candace talking. I won't put it out, I promise you. I want to hear what was said. I want to hear what was said. I kind of want to know why you feel that the narrative that I kind of got from you over this whole time is that you believe maybe, now this is just me thinking, that Dawn Wells is definitely guilty of something because you're still protecting your friend Candace. And that's how I kind of, in my mind, believe that you are still friends with Candace. Because why would you care? If that made you so sick, what you read on that freaking paper, if that made you so sick, right? Why are you even having a conversation with her? That's not made for YouTube. I don't like Dawn Wells, but kind of weird that everything Dawn does, because you and him don't like each other, you know. And hey, there ain't nothing wrong with telling people that Dawn's a freaking DICK. You know, he tore Summer's flyers down, you know, from the wherever you showed the pictures of. I believe that. I believe he even admitted to it. But what is it that you're trying to tell us? What? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, my insane world just became a member. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Round of applause. Me too, we. No, well, look, I am not here to tell you how to feel about her. I only heard good things about Nana too. For sure. I don't, I do not dislike Nana. I'm just trying to understand. Right? He painted himself as absent. He has appointed himself a spokesperson. You talking about Dawn? That's the thing about it. Two different things there. I want to know if, you know, if there is a reason that she feels that Dawn had something to do with Summer. Or is Dawn just tearing down flyers that she puts up there because he doesn't like her? That's two different things there. Two different things there. I don't really know why he tore the flyers down, but he did. He admitted to it. And let me tell you, for I mean, Dawn Wells, there's a lot of people who think Dawn is guilty, right? A lot of people. Make it make sense? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, if if you knew that stuff about Candace back in August of 24, you never said anything. And you're telling Candace to go get a lawyer. Go get a lawyer, Candace. This letter's saying horrible things, Candace, but you go get a lawyer and don't tell anybody. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. And it was bad enough that you had to go get counseling? You know, I thought about that weed, but I really can't have a conversation with him and Candace. I really can't. And, you know, I can go through a third party and say, hey, can you ask Dawn this, or can you ask Candace that, or whatever, but you know, unless it's fucking recorded and there's receipts, you know, you can't state it as being factual. Even though a lot of people, you know, are telling the truth, right? Well, we know that. It depends on what the subject is, my insane world, right? It depends on the subject, what Candace's knowledge might be. Okay. She was upset they dropped the charges. Huh. Nana said the reason they didn't get charges per Ronnie Lawson, who told her eyeball to eyeball. Nana said he could have been blowing smoke up her ass, as he had done that before, was due to. Wait, what? So Ronnie Lawson looked you in the eye and said that they didn't get charges due to something from the forensic interviews. Wait, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Nana said the reason they didn't get charges per Ronnie Lawson was due to something from the forensic interviews. Um, low. Low. A lot of people say eyeball to eyeball. Do you twinkle? Are you trying to now build a no-body case and need loads of circumstantial to make charges stick? Hey, Don said, right? You can't charge someone if there's not any evidence. That's what he said. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, that makes no sense. Remain calm says on that one. Dang. Candace and Dawn never told her they did anything, and Nana doesn't know what happened to her. You may not know what happened to her the day she went missing, but you're basically telling us that you've seen evidence of what they were being investigated for. Now, the essay was thrown on there. Then the essay was taken off. And then it was thrown on there again. Is it there or not? Is it freaking there or not? See, I don't even like coming and even talking about some of this stuff. I really don't. Made for YouTube drama to protect Larson's son. Oh, Jean, please. Girl. No. His son is fine and dandy. All those charges, they went away because it had been so many years that the young children who are now teenagers did not want to go into court and have to tell a room full of people and probably hundreds of people from YouTube what he did to them when they were young. That's how I remember that. Now, he's living his slap happy little fucking life. I don't know where he's at, to be honest. Okay, so and look, it's not nice to share. Okay? It's not. If you're going to share with somebody, they need to share back. Okay, wait. So you don't know what happened to her, but you're saying that you physically seen paperwork where they were investigated for things that made you physically ill. You had to get counseling, horrific things. And you're telling us that your response to Candace was, don't tell anybody and get a lawyer. Am I getting this wrong? Hey, I might be getting it wrong. Could be. Nana bought Candace clothing to go to rehab. She did. Well, Kathy, the friend, got taken for some money too then, because she was with Kathy, the friend, at the time, and Kathy bought her clothes too to take to rehab. Damn, Candace, you got a whole new wardrobe, didn't you? I'm trying not to even get started on Dawn and Candace. I'm sorry. Those people disgust me. They fucking disgust me. All right. Reel it in, Remain. Reel it in, girl. Okay. So, I mean, okay. Nana wanted to correct misinfo. The pic where Dawn was hugging her was on April 2021. Summer's hair was cut March 2021. And then something else was at 3:09. Okay. That was either the milk jug pic. I don't know, right? The only thing the milk jug picture does is I don't think law enforcement even came out and said that the milk jug picture, video, whatever, was the last known picture they had of Summer. Anybody heard law enforcement come out and say that? I do, Chris. They're fucking disgusting. They are. But anywho, okay, Nana. Okay. Nana said everything is disposable to Dawn and Candace, even their children. I get that. Yep, I agree with you there. Grandma was in the store 216. Grandma did have her knee wrapped. What does that mean? I have not went and watched that live myself. I really don't want to. All right, Grandma had her knee wrapped. Nana and Candace's Nana and Candace's secret fishing spot was at Dandridge. I don't know the area. Nana didn't know which part, but this was also where Candace camped with Kathy. Mama Bear put a video out about that. I mean, Candace said what she said. The night she was on the phone with Ernie puking, she was at this Dandridge area. How do you know that? How do you know that's where she was? She was with Kathy, right? I could be wrong. Nana seemed to be talking to someone specific, offering good lawyer for upcoming court date if they tell where Summer is. No names mentioned who she was talking about. Are you for real? Are you for real? I would think that would be something you'd want to keep under wraps. What name was thrown out there? Right? Oh, we got a comment. We got us a comment. I will show it to you. A lot of crap with zero proof sounds like another friend who knows everything yet has no real receipts. Heather, she said, yes, I have stated this several times about these so-called ex-friends speaking the truth about what they know. I do not understand why they don't tell it all. And don't get me started on naming them because I don't want to start trouble, but they could be keeping info that could solve this case if someone in the public knew the info. Why are you still covering for Dawn and Candace and Grandis? Ugh, I will never understand. And why did she take down the live? She took the live down? Here, John Davis and Heather. See, I couldn't kind of understand either. Because you know what? Ernie said, I'm remain stupid. I'm going to remain stupid. I just could never, I mean, what, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I can tell you one thing right now. Lawson is not even speaking to WJHL. And my understanding was that conversation was in his office. And it didn't come to my attention later by the same person that they were actually there with Fred's sister to ask about Fred. Right? Okay, so let's have a conversation here. Everybody come in here. I don't care if you're in the bushes, get your asses in here. Come on in here. Let's figure it out. Figure it out. So I don't, because I was told that he did that while she was in the room, he says to her something along the lines of he did not like Candace. That's what you said, ma'am. That Lawson said he didn't like Candace. Right? Maybe he knew you and Candace were best friends. Maybe that's why he gave you the idea he didn't like Candace. I don't know. Oh, I do take crap. I take crap. Somewhere throughout my day, I take shit. I take it. Well, I wasn't going to call this out until I had to call it out. For sure. This is my thing. If Lawson hasn't said anything to you, I don't think someone running for sheriff is just going to talk to a regular person and give them information. So why are you telling us that you went to the church on Light Hollow Road and it's all good that no one was buried under the concrete? Did you just ask? Did you ask? Hey, anybody been buried under this concrete? I don't know. I'm just asking. You know what? This is what I'm taking away from this. Being someone that, loves Summer, and we want her found and we want her home. The setting here, we all kind of we're just in limbo, not getting any information that makes any sense on what happened to Summer. We've all sat back and we've had in our we've had the idea that a lot of us truly believe that there was ABUSE neglect. After hearing about Don Wells and his life, the touching someone that they shouldn't be touching question lingered in the back of our minds. And we've always been led to believe that Nana and Candace were best friends. Best friends. For sure. It's kind of disheartening to see that your advice to Candace was don't tell people about the letter and get a lawyer. Right there tells me whatever you've seen, what did it tell you? That Candace didn't do anything? Candace didn't do anything? But Don did, because Don showed you his, right? Or did he come and show you Candace's? I just don't understand. But whatever it was made you so sick, and don't get me wrong, I probably could use a little counseling, you know, over the Summer Wells case. I'm sure there's thousands of us that could. But you're saying what you seen was so bad that it caused this. Which nothing was said about it. I'm trying to remember when it was first brought to my attention. I can't remember. I remember a couple people saying they seen the paperwork, and I kept telling people, no, I don't want to see that paperwork. I want to see the paperwork that Nana was saying she had. Because from my understanding, she screenshotted it. But here she's saying it was a screenshot that Dawn had. I'm confused. See? Ugh. I never really talked about Nana for Life, only because, you know, from my understanding, she did a lot for the community. She didn't want to, you know, she didn't want people. Nana doesn't need a pat on the back for what she does for her community. Okay. And I always respected that. I never said anything about that. Actually, Lips is the one who busted her out one time in Andrew's chat. Had to do with, you know, Allie was passing away, and you know they were giving Hunter and them food and different things like that, trying to help the family out, you know. And so let's let people know that, you know, Nana was helping in that sense. So you know, it's not my place to even talk about any of that. I was very surprised that she came out on YouTube. I was kind of surprised about that. But I'm telling you guys, when it comes to the Summer Wells case, uh, nothing that anybody says or does surprises me anymore, honestly. And, you know, there's not an ounce of excitement on my face right now. For real. I am just like, nothing surprises me. Craziness. So, I mean, weird shit. But when did you guys meet? Inquiring minds want to know. When did you and Candace actually know of each other? Um, you know, it's just a question. Mama Bear. Hey, Mama Bear, if I ever pass away, This is what you'll hear, okay? I'll send you a message. Mama Bear, it's RC. I'm in heaven living it up. It's confusing. Of course, yeah, the parents didn't help at all. Not at all. And I don't know. I don't know, but none of this is making sense to me. And I mean, Candace, that tattoo, that is fucking the most interesting tattoo I've ever heard somebody doing. Putting a freaking fish scale. You put a fish scale on your leg. I should do that. I love fishing. You know, just hook them up and you can just see how big they are. You shouldn't need now. I don't need a tattoo. Better believe that. Not one that Candace has either. No. Nope. Turn me off on that. For sure. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I've said this before. You know, we had conversations and uh, you know, we had talked about, you know, me starting my notes at the very beginning and going through each and every one. And, you know, at some point I'll be willing to do that. You know, whatever. But it's a two-way street. And, you know, I think a lot of us out here in the Summer Wells community, we've kind of earned our stripes to, you know, if you're communicating with us that, I know with me, I wanted to know that. And I didn't need for you to bait the hook and drop it in front of me and then, you know, um, just what? What? Bye, Chris. Well, I mean, hey, if she'll answer you back. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And oh, hold on. Let's see if we can find something here. Da da da. Huh. What happened to Bill Shipley? What did happen to Bill Shipley? That's not that's not the one I'm talking about, you guys. I'm just messing around. Bill Shipley, come on down. Come on down, the price is right. That wasn't the guy who partook in a lot of alcohol, was it? Or does this guy drive a motorcycle? Oh, oh no. Who was the Bill that followed Don to Ben Hill Road and said he grabbed onto Summer's hand and held on to it while Don went into the bedroom to get his money? You guys remember that? Oh my gosh, that's not the same Bill, right? Wow. No, Remain. No, Remain. Why did that come into my head? Hold on. mercy. Wow. And hold on, I'm gonna find it because I've got the name of the channel that spoke about it. Okay, here we go. Let me share this. Evil exist. Evil exist. I always loved evil exist. We'll just see what they say about it. Hold on. Let me get her pulled up here. Hold on. Lord. I've got my laptop pulled up. I got all kinds of crap. Hold on. Damn it. Okay. Da 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 na 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 na. Okay. I think I got it in there right. I think I do. Okay. This is Evil Exist. The title is Held on to Summer's Hand while Dawn got the money from the bedroom. Now, I can't remember the exact story, but we might as well listen to it. For real. Thank you, Evil Exist. This is just a short video too, you guys, just a couple minutes long. Oh, wait.
This week. It feels like things are heating up, and new information is coming out now after 2.5 years. Today I want to talk about a man named Bill Shipley. He is Facebook friends with Don Wells, and I suppose he lived in the Beach Creek community. I believe Bill is currently in jail, and his wife, Kelly, spoke out on Ziggy's channel. I linked the full interview below for those of you who want to take a look. So, Bill, who is also known as Wild Bill, allegedly worked with Don for a little while. Don owed him some money for work completed, about $500 according to the wife. After some days went by, Don still didn't pay him the money, and Bill saw Don at a spotlight. Summer was with Don. Bill gets out of the car, goes over to Don with a gun, and tells him they're going to Don's house, and Don is going to pay him. Bill followed Don to Ben Hill Road, and he grabbed onto Summer's hand and held onto it, while Don went into the bedroom to get his money. To me, it seems like he was holding Summer ransom, holding onto her while Don got the money. Makes me wonder what would have happened if Don didn't have the money. Bill had a gun in his hand. What a volatile situation that Summer had to go through. Who knows what else these kids had to go through on Ben Hill Road.
A couple days after not getting paid, he sees Don at a stoplight, and he says that his little girl was with him. Don's little girl was with him, and they got out of the car and pulled a gun out and said, "We're going to your house, and you're going to pay me." And he said that happened. He followed him up to the house, and he grabbed a hold of the little girl's hand, Summer's hand, and held it while Don went in to the bedroom and got his paycheck, which I think was around $500 if I remember right. I'm not sure, but. And gave it to him, and he left.
He was holding Summer ransom to make sure he got his money? Is that what he was doing?
Well, for what he would describe 3 minutes at best.
Wowzy wow. Wowzy wowzy woo. Dang, I knew I remembered that name. Uh-oh, Mama Bear said yep. Yep what? Yep what? What does that mean? What does yap mean? I won't yell because I know you got your ear pods in. What the fuck does yap mean? Dang. Now I remember who the guy is. That's an interesting person to have with you to hang up flyers. Oh, well, I mean, obviously Don was intimidated by this guy, right? Because he got his money that day, right? So, I mean, the same man. Thank you. Now, public service announcement. I do not know this man, okay? Remain calm, doesn't need to know if you like him, if you don't like him. It doesn't matter. I remembered the freaking name. It was driving me crazy. Anna for life is besties with that guy. Well, maybe that's why she got him to go hang flyers with her because the guy doesn't like Don Wells, it sounds like, right? And that's pretty creepy that Don would, you know, be okay with a dude holding hands with his daughter with a weapon until he went and got the money out of the bedroom, I think she said, right? Lord, memories. All right, Nana, I'll give you that one, girl. I'll give you that one. Nana's like, fuck you, Dawn. Watch what I do. I'm going to get the person that does not like you, and I'm going to have them be my security. Right? Yeah, I don't think I'd like a guy either that did that to me. For real. For real, ladies. Wow. Okay. As the holler turns. As the holler turns. You know, this is the thing. No, that ain't the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I just, I don't know. I am bothered that, you know, she's putting out there that the things that she knew was so horrible, horrible things, but says, don't show anybody the letter, don't talk about it, and get a lawyer. And Candace said, I'm going to get a tattoo. I don't freaking know. I'll tell you what would have made me sick to my stomach is to sit after I found out something that was so disturbing to me that involved a little missing girl. Maybe the life that she might have lived before she went missing. And I know that the mother is being investigated for these things also. And I can say my thought wouldn't have been don't tell anybody and get a lawyer. That wouldn't have been my thought process at all. Right? Well, I mean, look, I have to sit here and admit I cannot say that Dawn and Candace hurt them at all. Okay? I have never seen any verifiable proof that they did things to these kids. Maybe that's why Remain Calm was a little angry when someone's saying that they have seen exactly what was being investigated, and they want to tell people about it, but they don't want to show the receipts on it. Right? I mean, but then, you know, if y'all are And I don't know who y'all are, right? I don't, you know, my YouTube universe over here is very small. Okay? Very small. I'm not a person that goes into a lot of chats. I mean, I've been in Evil Ghosts the last couple lives that he's done. He actually NWO for life. Heck yeah. Yep. It was really good. He did an interview. He did an interview with a wrestler. I'll just leave it at that. Hey, I've got a wrestling name. I just hadn't made up a move yet. I'm the trickster. Now I got to figure out some intro music. Here comes the trickster. Watch out. Without proof of, well, and yeah, I mean, there was a lot of reasons that whole thing bothered me. For sure. So, I mean, I have to say, nobody had to show me shit. But when it's all of a sudden an open conversation on YouTube, it's like, where's, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Just weird. Weird stuff. It's a small world there, isn't it? It's a small, small world. Everybody know everybody. I couldn't remember the Billy guy's name that they said had a crush on Grandma that stayed in the shed when his wife got mad at him because he drank a little bit too much. I get my Billies mixed up, damn it. I do. I sure do. So, I mean, hey, we've heard so many different things. So many different things. But no, Remain Calm is not going to keep trying to make sense of the nonsense. I'm not. And, I mean, you're telling us in this that you also have a lot of research. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Give him your research. Give him everything you got. You hadn't heard any of it? Oh, thanks, Sassy Ann. I didn't hear about it. It was on Facebook. I told you guys. I try to stay away from Facebook. It gets me in trouble. Facebook gets me in trouble. Every time. No, I knew she went live on another channel. I mean, there wasn't nothing wrong with that. But it was a really long one. So they kind of laid it out in the Summerwells Vanished in Tennessee Facebook. And thank you, Flies, for finding that for me. I knew it was there. I just had to find it. I know. I am always in trouble, Poppy. I am. Here's the trickster. You better not upset her. She might be your friend and is loyal to the end. Oh, thanks, May May. That's good. That is a good one. That is a good one. I am pretty loyal to people. I am. I am. And I'm kind of loyal to people I don't even like just because I don't really talk about them because I don't have the energy to fucking argue with them. I really don't. I'm not a I mean, I guess I just argue in different way than some people. Yeah. Don't tell the police to check him. I don't know, probably. Oh, thanks. Thanks, May May. Well, May May's on a roll today. May May's being nice today. Dang, girl. That's so sweet. For sure. But, you know, we're already almost to the middle of February. Summer just had a birthday. I don't, you know, this is what I would hope that well, I mean, I don't have much hope for Dawn and Candace. I really don't. It's been this long. I can't say they know exactly what happened to Summer that day, but I do believe that you know, Dawn's the type of person, you guys, that this is just the way I feel. Even if he knew that a substance dealer, right, possibly took his daughter, I do not see him snitching on that substance dealer, especially if they, hold a little bit of clout in the, substance dealing world. Did that make sense? Right? That's the way I see it. I mean, okay, so there are pictures out there of, houses all through the area, boarded up. They're basically trap houses, right? Now, wouldn't, if you did substances or dealt substances or anything like that, right? And, you know, some of them people don't have the access to go around and get their substances. So, if you want to be king of the trap houses in the area, you are going to go and you are going to get a substantial amount of substances so you can go back and you can, divvy out the substances that you went and got. And everybody's around there like, you're my hero. You're my hero. You brought me my substances. Right? I mean, seriously. Seriously. Trap houses, yeah. Yep. They trap them in, giving them the substances, and then a lot of them never leave. They just sit in those trap houses, all substance up together. For real. For real, for real. All right, I have 10 minutes. Is all I have. So, for sure, for sure. Hey, you guys, go over and make sure you watch Sarah before I forget. because I watched it. And I want people to... where'd it go, damn it? Why am I not getting it, Sarah? Oh, here it is. I found it, Sarah. Okay. This is Sarah, the artsy ninja. And this is a link to a live that she did. I love this live, Sarah. I did. On the Bridgewater State Hospital, where Ernie Shell is now residing. I will, May. I will, darling. Let me get Sarah's link in here real quick. I gotta spell it. You guys go, this is so interesting. Please go check it out for real. For real. Blythetown, Kentucky, I said congratulations. The feds are closing in. Well, let me say this. Hey, Army vet, how are you? Okay, so, let me say that TMZ got another letter, or it's not even a ransom note. TMZ just got a letter that said that a individual has information on who has Nancy Guthrie, and they want 1 Bitcoin. They only want 1 Bitcoin, right? So I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Can you dress your word up, please? Oh, thank you. You got it yourself. That is so sweet. I did read it though before you took it down. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Poppy, girl. Okay. So, yeah, about 66,000. Damn, I want a Bitcoin. Does anybody have a Bitcoin just laying around that Remain Calm can have? I would appreciate it, please. Heck yeah. That would go to buy a house. Buy my own freaking house. Absolutely. That's my goal before I pass away. And I don't even care if I only get to live in it for a week. Damn it. You're fresh out of them, Sassy Ann. Dang it, I missed it. I have a possible Bitcoin coming to me. May. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys go check Sarah out because she is called Bridgewater State Hospital, and it is really interesting. And you know, I came away with what the heck is happening to Ernie? What the heck are they doing to him in there? Inquiring minds want to know. Dang, Ernie, I think you really messed up this time, man. You really messed up this time. And Sarah, I hope you're feeling better. Sarah beat herself up. She hurt her finger. I mean, Sarah, I'm sending vibes through the galaxy. They are healing vibes. Well, that don't sound too healing, does it? There you go. Sending you vibes, Sarah. All right, let's do a quick update. Yes, they they found a glove. Okay, they found a glove. They said, but I just didn't understand that because they had already searched that area, I thought. Okay. Multiple gloves discovered. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is an update on Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old. They believe to be kidnapped from her home about 12 days ago, 13 days ago. The mother of Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show host, and now they are saying they found multiple gloves. I know I love Sarah's stuff. I think Ernie might wish he had not acted so crazy. I think so too. I think so too. I want to sell my house and move to Virginia. I don't know if I want to go to Virginia. I don't know where I want to go. You know, it's a time in my life when I could probably go anywhere I wanted, and I don't know where I want to go. For sure. For sure. Okay, they're expanding the call for video. Savannah posted a home video of her mom. Multiple gloves found. Evidence recovered by investigators looking into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance included multiple gloves. It's unclear whether authorities believe they were worn by the person in the doorbell footage. Who? I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Hey, Dolly. Hey, JLR. I'm sorry, but I am saying without freaking saying. And y'all know what I'm saying without having to say that y'all know what I'm saying, that I know you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Lord. Okay, anywho, moving on. Okay. Day 12, the neighbors had been asked to submit any footage from the doorbell cameras that included cars and people from about 4 weeks before the 84-year-old went missing. About 4 weeks before. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Savannah showed. I'll show you guys the home video here in just a second before I get off. FBI is using multiple methods to analyze DNA found on the glove. Let me say this. If that DNA belongs to someone that, let's say wasn't involved in the scenario, you are in trouble. And I hope they throw you in jail. Did I hear about the documents? Did law enforcement come out and talk about the documents, May? Other than that, I haven't heard about the documents. But let's see. Let's see. I'm sure maybe in this article. Multiple methods to process the glove. Bing, read more. Fuming or scanning latent fingerprints. Looking for DNA traces on the outside. If the gloves were worn, then if the gloves were worn and it was like the first layer next to the skin, they should be able to swab the inside of the glove also to do their thing. Okay, they're looking, turning it inside out, looking for hair fiber transfers, DNA on the inside. They are checking these gloves. This is what worries me. We have a 84-year-old woman with mobility issues. She has a pacemaker. She needs different medications. And we're into day 12, right? That is very, very disturbing. Now, if somewhere, if this was really premeditated, you can get just about any medication off of the dark web that you're looking for. Seriously. I don't know, I don't know. I mean, it is a kidnapping, so I don't know. I don't know why they would be butting heads over that, but then again, I don't know. Well, they're checking all they checked all the family members. All of them. They you know, they are looking at the son-in-law, the daughter. Many individuals are being looked at right now. And a delivery driver was questioned. So they are, you know, that was the TMZ. I talked about that. Investigators looking into white van as one of the many tips. They've had thousands and thousands and thousands of tips. They had the video of the masked person on the Ring doorbell cam. They are expanding the request for neighbors' home surveillance. We talked about that. Oh, stop. What are you doing? It's possessed. You bitch. You bitch. Stop. Lord have mercy. What has happened to me? It's a sign. It's a sign. I just don't know what it's a sign of. It's a sign. Get back up there. Okay. Investigators, bring her home banner. Bring her home banner. She does need to be brought home. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. An 84-year-old woman. Now, I heard him say maybe she was taken, you know, that there is just so much speculation and opinions and theories floating around. I appreciate everybody's opinions on it. I mean, I think that, yeah, I think so, Poppy. A lot of them you can. Absolutely. Gremlins and the machine. Something we. They are searching a patchwork of evidence, video evidence especially. They are asking all the neighbors to review back 4 weeks on their footage. Let's see. A specific date noted in the request signal that investigators have a reason to believe something relevant happened on that day. Yeah, well, we kind of know that there was a break, okay, we're going to watch that. Now, like I said, the white tent has been a big discussion today. It was taken down shortly afterward. Okay? They took it down. They put it up and then took it down. It was put up just before 8 a.m. No one answered on why they had it up. They were seen packing up a large black case along with other items they brought into the home. I wonder if they were doing something with the blood on the porch. Huh. Yeah. Thank you, because it says, remember, blood stains down on the porch. Sorry, I didn't read that, but yeah, the blood stains on the porch. They just need to bring her home. Seriously. Investigators are shifting through thousands of tips as the search for Nancy Guthrie continues for the 12th day. It's been a week. More than 4,000 tips came in over 24 hours. That's a lot of freaking tips. The glove, one of the gloves was found off the side of the road about a mile and a half from Nancy Guthrie's home. They don't know if it was the same glove or not. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. You guys, I'm going to show. Oh, hold on. Let me show this.
Savannah Guthrie posted a new video on social media of what appears to be old home movies. Her quote, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her. Thank you for your prayers and hope." That Instagram post comes as people with Ring cameras living near Nancy Guthrie's home north of Tucson are being asked to check video from 2 dates last month. January 11th between 9 p.m. and midnight, and January 31st between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. A suspicious car was seen on the 31st, the day when loved ones last saw her. So let's bring in CNN's Ed Lavandera, who has been tracking this from the beginning.
Well, when was the
here in
delivery
Tucson,
driver
Arizona.
there?
What's the latest there, Ed?
Hold on. Did they say when the delivery driver was seen there? Just asking. Usually the ones I know that people have are on the right-hand side, upper right-hand side.
What is interesting, Pamela, about that alert out to neighbors is that it mentions
No,
a
wait.
specific street here in the
Yeah.
neighborhood where Nancy Guthrie lives, which is where we're at right now. And this road is kind of one of the principal entryways into this neighborhood. So it's very plausible. And of course, we do not know at this moment, but this could very well have been one of the roadways that the suspect who abducted Nancy Guthrie probably or might have taken to get close to her house. So it's significant that that request for those videos going out to neighbors dating around January 11th, as you mentioned, from 9 p.m. to midnight, and that's almost 3 weeks before Nancy Guthrie was abducted. And then you have this other time frame, which is a little bit different from what we've heard before. Earlier in the day on January 31st, in those morning hours from 9 to 11, 9:30 to or 9:30 to 11, whatever that was. An area where yesterday we saw a number of FBI agents going up
That
and
was a
down,
glitch.
the area,
That wasn't me.
going through the brush here, and all this kind of terrain, meticulously all along the road, looking for anything that might have been discarded along the side of the road. And that sort of thing. So that work has continued. And investigators now, we have a live shot of Nancy Guthrie's home this morning, where investigators are once again back at the house. Not exactly clear what they're up to today, but they have put up a white tent around the front door to Nancy Guthrie's home. So even though we have not gotten any clear indication that the volume, this enormous volume of tips that have been generated.
Thank you, CNN. I'll probably get in trouble for that. I'll get in trouble for it. They get me in trouble for all of it. Doesn't matter what I do. I know, Poppy. But, I mean, some people are asking the question, did they take her because they couldn't get to the person that they were trying to get to? Does that make sense? I don't know. 84-year-old woman being taken like that they know has mobility issues and, medical issues, that it doesn't, I mean, none of it makes any sense to me. I mean, for sure. But hopefully they'll, I just hope they get her home. If this is the thing, if she's been off of her medication that long, and it's not good for someone to just go cold turkey and not take their medicine, especially medicine that they've been on for quite a while. Right? Well, they did end up taking it, Poppy. They did end up taking it. When, from the time that you see him, he was in that home. They believe he was in the home at least for 40 minutes or more. He was in that home for about 40 minutes or more. Maybe they thought there was something at that home. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, darling. At all. At all. Well, let me say this. I truly just hope that, Summer's found. I really do. And, I've just gotten to the point that I mean, I love talking to people about, different opinions and theories and there's a few people that I, would have a conversation about summer or something going on in the case or something like that. But I've learned throughout this whole time that, um, you know, you just have to take what you're being told and, you know, I just, I don't know. I don't know, you know. I don't know. And I know I don't know. And I know that I know that you know that I know that you know. Oh, you think the photo looks like a female from the eyelashes and the brows? Well, some people thought that it looked like maybe some boobs, some boobage. Boobage. For real. All right, I'm getting off here, you guys. My throat is getting scratchy. Summer Wells, this case is sad. The other children and how sleazy the parents were. I completely get it. And, as far as, look, I don't think it's the fact, I don't know. I don't freaking know. I don't. I wish I did. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, I was just as surprised when Nana for Life started, came out and, did a couple of, did some content over on Jinkies. So, but I did not watch it, but I did see the thing on Facebook. I think this is what I want to say, and I hope this makes sense because, like I said, um, I she came out after it was put out about the fishing spot, and that was Candace who said that. And then she went live, and this is my thing. This is just me. I get not everybody's like this. I believe what she says about Dawn. I believe it. I mean, personally, I don't need an audio of him getting shitty with her. Um, but and I'm sure he did admit to tearing down flyers. I'm sure he admitted all that stuff. But is Don doing it because he has something to do with what happened to Summer? Or is he doing it because he doesn't like her? Don has showed us what a freaking idiot he can be. And don't get me wrong, I am not sitting here defending Don Wells, period. Not at all. I think he's a many things. I could spit out different names for hours on here of what I think about Don Wells. But do you think that Don had something to do with Summer? And why do you think that? That's a conversation. But that's just me. But no, I mean, So now, I mean, it just, this is what happens. It ends up just being more questions. More questions, more questions, more questions. Always wondered if she got bit by a snake. I don't believe so, but she was seen. Okay. I'm done. I'm getting off here. No further. No, we're not. We're no further into it. But, you know, I mean, obviously, Nana thought that there were people that didn't believe what she was saying, I guess. I don't freaking know. But I appreciate her hanging flyers and stuff because I'm not there to do it. If I lived in that area, I'd be doing it too. So it's not that this is the thing. I think, I don't know. I don't think anybody's trying to take away how she feels about Summer or, or, and I hope people are not, saying anything about her, you know, um, doing things that she does for the community. That's pretty shitty if people are doing that. But I think that she's been around the YouTube environment long enough to know that when especially I mean, there's going to be questions. People are going to have questions with what anybody says. It doesn't matter who it would have been. People are going to ask questions for sure. So, I'm getting off here. My throat is sore. Mama Bear. It's RC. So yeah. Whatever. Bring Nancy Guthrie home. Bring Summer Wells home. Bring Michael Vaughn home. Bring them all home. Just knock the crap off. For sure. Hey, the mouse. Hi, the mouse. Bye, the mouse. Peace out, you guys. Be you, do you. I am getting off here right now. Life's a dance. You learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. I'm not a real good follower, though. I don't know. I'm just saying. Peace out. Thanks, guys.